Good evening, folks. Afternoon. Good afternoon, folks. Okay, so not too far to go until Wakey take on St Helens. Will Saints finally receive a challenge this season? We'll see. Hopefully, Wakefield can do something a little bit interesting. I'm not expecting too much, but be good to see if they can put up some kind of challenge. Take Saints to the end of the game. Really press them. So we'll see what they can do. We shall see. But I hope everyone's doing extremely well today. It's Saturday. It's Vegas, baby. Beautiful. What a day. What a day for Rugby League. The mighty wire's on. What a game that's going to be. Oh, I'm so ready for it. But yeah, if anyone's got any predictions, there is a poll in the chat. Feel free to leave your votes. We'll close the poll before kick-off. And if you've got a specific score prediction, feel free to leave it in the chat. I'm going to be trying some new things out for YouTube. And I'm going to be seeing how they go. Because there's a few ideas I have in mind about trying to hopefully make my videos a bit more successful than they currently are. And I cannot wait to try them. So my prediction for this game was... okay, Ryan says 32-10 to Saints. Fair enough, that's not far from what I had. It feels like a 12-hour shift of Rugby League today, up the Cherry and Whites champs. Fair enough, Stuart. It's I do think Wigan look like a stronger team right now. I'm a Wi fan myself, if you may have already known or not. But yeah, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a very long day. So at least I get a half-decent break between this game and the Wire game. And then I'm going to be taking a break during the women's game. So I'm gonna need some breaks. It will be a long day, but I'm ready for it. This should be good. So we got about 10 or 11 minutes to go till kick off. 7 votes, 71% say Saints are going to win at the moment. So my specific score was 38-8 to Saints. Just because I think the speed that Saints are playing with right now, opponent's not been great, but the speed that they play with is pretty good. So could be tricky for Wakefield. But I'd be pleasantly surprised if they put up a good challenge. So there's that. If anyone is on X at all, and would like to repost my latest post on Twitter about the Rugby League Explained for Americans video, that would be great. Because the more that gets out there, the more hopefully some new people will see it. But so 8 votes, 75% say St Helens. So I'll just run through the team lists as they are at the moment, and we'll get onto another run through before we start. But for Wakefield, in the backs they have Jowett, Wormsley, Pratt, Hall, Johnstone, Truman and Lino. That's probably about as strong as they're going to be in the back line today. And in the backs in general. In the forwards, they have McMeekan, Hood, Hamlin-Ueli, Vanganart, Staunton and Pitts. And on the benches, Russell, Doyle, Atoni and Croft. Fartilli is the 18th man. For St Helens, in the backs, they have Welsby, Felt, Robertson, Percival, Benison, Saylor and Lomax. Same as Wakefield, as strong as they're going to get in the backs. In the forwards, Walmsley, Clark, Lee, Sirenan, Batchelor and Wingfield. On the benches, Bell, Whitley, Passy and Delaney, and then Stevens is the 18th man. I think with Jowett's weekly progression, he could offer a lot today. I think the carries that Pratt and Hall can have... Oh, thanks very much, Ryan. Appreciate that. I think the carries that Pratt and Hall can have, where they use them on the edges, they can eat up some good meters against Saints, but if their defensive line speed is good, as though I might expect, then... could shut them down a bit, but the carries out the backfield from Jarrett Walmsley and John Stone will be huge. I think Truman and Lino can hopefully, or is it's Lino, and Lino can link up a little bit better than they were last week against Hull KR, can spread the ball a little bit more efficiently, and maybe do some damage on the Saints' edges. But Meakin and Hamlin-Ueli, I think, will do an okay job through the middle, but I do think Walmsley leads. Siren and Batchelor, I think they'll overpower them. Staunton's going to be huge for Wakefield though with the carries. He was big last week, but I think even though they could do a job. I think when Passy comes on, he might change things a little bit. What's everyone's second sport? Mine is ice hockey. I'll have to watch an ice hockey game tomorrow evening. It's pure breathtaking action. I've heard there's a few people I've seen that kind of started watching it a bit more over the last couple of months, and I get it. Like, my favourite show ever is based off ice hockey, which is Shoresy, whether you've seen it or not. That's my favourite show of all time. So, like, I get it. I definitely get it. Second sport, I guess, would be football. I mean, that's like a few different ones. Football, F1, American football, bit of basketball. So, that's football, because it's what I've always watched. Do love watching MMA. Yeah, there's a lot of diehard MMA followers. The kind of attention that MMA got is ridiculous. Like, the way it skyrocketed, like, it's still relatively new to other sports, isn't it? Like, it's been around for a while, but just the way it shot up straight away. It's not like it's slowly built over time. It was huge, almost immediately. Like, when, at least for UFC, I mean, anyway. Touring cards is also classic. Can be fun. I don't really watch that kind of stuff, like rallies and stuff like that, but it is crazy stuff, some of it. But yeah, football, F1, American football, basketball are my next go-tos for me. Right, so we're about 5 to 6 minutes out from kick-off. So again, if anyone else has got any specific score predictions, do let me know in the chat. Oh, they finally did it, did they? I tuned in once, and it was 22-10 to Greece at one point. So what did it finish? And where was it played, actually? Because the commentator sounded... I'm sure the commentator sounded Australian. So they're just finding as many Australians with Greek or American heritage just to play in Australia. That's what I'm assuming. 10:46 for Greece. That's fair enough. We finally have a stream. St Helens, I like that. St Helens 46, Wakefield Trinity 12. Playing a bit of Rugby League Live 4 right now. We really need a new game. Yeah, we do. I'd love a new game. Anyone else do fancy Rugby League? I do. My team is doing it rubbish at the moment. I'd do it. I've not really checked it, to be honest. Played in Vegas, some local park complain. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Gives them a taste of it, I suppose, if there's any locals that are seeing it. But yeah, there was a point like a few years ago. I've only got up to Rugby League Live 3, so I just started playing it. Did a long career mode, like made a team. I did like 13 seasons with the same team, and then eventually like created a new team. Then Warrington got relegated during that 13-year period. Got them up, won them the grand final, of course. Because even on veteran level, it's not that strong. But yeah, it's time for a new game, some new stuff, maybe an ultimate team aspect, maybe a pro clubs aspect. I'd love like a pro clubs version of Rugby League. That'd be great. Currently top of my fantasy league, fair play. I'm gonna check mine actually, see how we're getting on. St Helens. It's on Sky Sports main event. There we go. Proper advertising. Come on. Get in. Could you imagine if they put the Vegas game on Sky Plus? Oh my god. So Hull KR and Lee both topping the table at the moment. Chance for Warrington to join them later if we can do something. That'd be great. Okay, let's have a look at my fantasy. I'm third. Well, there's only 5. I'm third out of 5. First has 1,526. I've got 1,242. How are you getting on, Nathan? How are you doing? Okay. Let's have a look at my squad. I might have to make some Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make some transfers. For anyone interested, my team is Dufty at fullback, wingers are Marshall and Swift, centres are McDonald and Hardacre, halfbacks are French and Leyland, front row is Burgess, Ipape and SASA, back row is Insember and Stone, and loose forward is Liam Horn. I might take out Hardacre and Stone if I can find some decent replacements. So I'll have a think after this round and see what changes I can make. Let's have a look. In a mid league, bottom of the league. I know the feeling. Wanting the Wire export clerk to run it today. Well, you'd imagine he'll have his way sometimes through the middle. Certainly knows how to do it. Rugby League Live 5 is due in October. Is it really? Is it officially announced? 100%? Let's have a look. Reddit. It's not always the most reliable, but we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. I'm not sure. I'm looking. I don't know. I can't see anything right now, but maybe they will do. Maybe they won't. Well, the players are coming out anyway. Just don't want grubby players Saints start running away with the game. Yeah, I get you. Want a good bit of rugby league, don't we? Want a good bit of proper scrap. Never forget that first day at pit. Me and my father worked a 72-hour shift with his bare feet. Right then, folks. The athletes are out. The pitch is looking Well, the stadium's looking smoky. The stand looks good. The Wakefield stand looks good. I have watched the Wakefield home game, haven't I? Have I watched the Wakefield home game? Yeah, I have. I didn't recognise the stand before from the game last week. I don't really see it properly. I just didn't pay attention to it. But it looks good. The stand looks really good. Right, Felt is going to kick us off shortly. So we've kicked off, folks. St Helens have kicked to Wakefield. Walmsley's going to take it on the full and run it in for the first carry. I do think Wakefield needs to be pretty quick today. They've been good. They've executed well at times. They've just got to execute a little bit cleaner and quicker. So Liam Hood waits at dummy half. Staunton had the second carry. Hands it off to Hamlin-Ueli, who takes a carry through the middle. So Wakefield already about 35 metres out from their own line. Second tackle. This is really good progress to start the game. McMeekin gets about another 10 metres there. So good carries to start this game. Can they just finish the set in a professional manner? Little handoff through the middle to Hamlin-Ueli. And they finish this set. Well, they're going to finish this set inside Saints territory. That's a great opening from Wakefield. So from the halfway line, Lino's going to kick towards the back right. Benison's underneath it, takes it on the full, on about the 10 metre line. Makes a couple of metres, but is stopped immediately. So, good opening. Very good opening. I'll end this poll as well. So, very professional start. Just need to put in good defensive work now. So, a minute gone. Second tackle for Saints. Clark waits at dummy half, playing in their away strip in the... is it black or dark blue, would you say? Let's say black with the red. A carry from Matty Lees. They are making good progress on this set, almost up to the 40. Minute and a half gone. Fourth tackle for St Helens. Walmsley with the next carry through the middle. Straight into Hood, who he towers over. Up to halfway. Clark on the last tackle. He's going to go left-hand side to Wellesby, who's going to kick high. Maybe a bit of spiral on that. Is it going to bounce? Jowett. The ball is going to drop, and the referee says that's a knock-on. Jowett's convinced it went backwards. It literally dropped directly down, mate. That's a knock-on. So, St Helens had to receive a strong set from Wakefield, then put in a strong set themselves, and on the back of it, a Jowett knock-on gives Saints great field position. Jowett's been great this season. Do not let that define your game, son. Do not let it define your game. Some pacey players to the left of the scrum here. Lomax is going to put the ball in. It's to Saylor. Across to Benison, but it's good scramble defence from Wakefield. The pass was a little bit off. Couldn't really collect it in stride, but Clark waits over to the left-hand side of the field, with Saints only about 5 metres out. Come towards the middle with Wellesby, then towards the centre a little bit more with Walmsley, who's stopped on the 10. The ball comes free, and that's going to be a penalty against Wakefield. Saints in great field position for a repeat set. Maybe they want to take two. I think they'll just go for it. Let's have a gander at this. Nah. Nothing wrong with that. They're going to go for two, actually. Need Lomax to get me a load of points. They could do. Did pretty well last week. We shall see. Libre is part of that coaching staff. I'd love to know what he's learned in his time over there. I'd love to know. I'd love to pick his brain about everything. So Saints are going to go for two directly in front of goal. I'm just going to give them the two, because they should be right. Percival is going to add to the scoring. So if you got him in your fancy team, congrats, he's just got 2 points. So, 4.5 minutes gone, 2-0 to St Helens. St Helens, I should say. So, we've only had a set each. So, Jowett's going to get us kicked off. So, 4.5 minutes gone in this game. It's 4:42 on the clock now. Lomax underneath it, hands the ball off to Wormsley. Met by another Wormsley. Is there a relation? I don't know if there is a relation or not. I probably should know that. Oh, Lachlan's Australian, isn't he? So, probably not. So Wellesby takes a carry through the middle. After quick play the balls for St Helens, they're almost up to halfway, 5 minutes gone. Third tackle for St Helens. Wakefield with a great carry through the middle, playing in the forwards today, starting at loose forward. Clark's waiting at dummy half on halfway. Left to Wellesby, who kicks long. Taken on the full by Jowett cleanly this time. 5.5 minutes gone. He's going to return serve from the 10. Ball is across to Johnstone. Not much for him to do there. Hi Josh, how you doing, mate? Next carry from Corey Hall. He's had a couple of good carries so far this year. Look quite effective. But they do spread the ball right. There's a cut back towards the middle. And stopped on the 20. So a chance for Pratt to maybe do something there, but shut down almost immediately. Wormsley with the next carry through the middle. So is this where Saints start to plant themselves as the dominant force through the middle? No, there's a penalty for Wakefield. So they've already put in 4 tackles where Saints have had to do that strong defensive work. And then Clark gives away a penalty, unfortunately. So Wakefield can work the ball out their own end. Put some pressure on this Saints defensive line maybe. But just as of right now, in the first 6.5 minutes, you can already tell that this is the strongest challenge they've had. So it's good to see. Again, they might still win, but I just want to see Saints get a challenge just to see what they're made of. So Wakefield now, with almost 7 minutes gone, 45 metres out from the line. It's with Pitts in the middle. They shift left. They've got a bit of room to run at the left-hand side. Hall gets it out to Johnstone. Ball was maybe a little bit forward, and that's not including the bobble, but St Helens drag him out. So great opportunity for Wakefield. Good intent. And St Helens, great scramble defence to get multiple men in the tackle and to drag him out of play. Great way to respond for St Helens. How are we? Not too bad, thank you. It's been the better team. Missed the first 5 minutes. I'd say Saints just about. Wakefield's. It was pretty much Wakefield's first set was actually excellent. It was kicked off to them. Their first set, they finished it by getting into Saints territory. Saints then returned serve, getting into Wakefield territory. But I think had a 6 again or a penalty. Well, ended up getting a penalty and went for 2. And then, yeah, Saints have looked slightly stronger through the middle, but Wakefield's just stripped the ball. So I'd say it's close. It's actually pretty close. I'm in commentary right now. Fair enough. Love to see it. Oh, incorrect play the ball for Wakefield. Bloody hell. Alright. So there was an incorrect play of the ball. The ball player did fall over. So a great strip from Hood to get it. So it was ruled that he had no balance and control. But they're going to go with the captain's challenge because they believe that there's an interference there. So we shall see. So Wingfield has a hand on Hood's foot at the moment. Clark is also in the tackle. So let's see where the leverage is. Boos from Wakefield fans thinking it's a... Yeah, I think Hood kind of takes a dive on that one, if I'm honest. Did you watch Huddersfield FC game? I did. I did. I was thinking the other game might be better. But, yeah, it turned out to be a decent game. It was alright. Huddersfield were the better team for most of it, but Hull FC had good defensive moments. They looked pretty good on the goal line. Yeah, for me, Hud just looks like he kind of falls over. It does look like there's pressure on his shoulders from Darryl Clark, but I think he kind of just goes for that one. He just dives. So, St Helens, I'm going to stick with that one. 8.5 minutes gone. St Helens in possession, just short of the halfway mark. Wakefield to Walmsley, who takes it just over the mark. Clark waits, centre field. To his right to Wingfield, then to his right to Matty Lees, who takes it just shy of Wakefield's 40. Just under 9 minutes gone. It's third tackle coming up for Saints. They go short side right to Saylor. He's going to run himself. He's got Winfield in support. He's got all the room to run, but he is clipped by his ankles. Gets back up though, and he's stopped just a few metres out. And he's lost possession. Almost a chance for Saints to really punish Wakefield through the middle there. But Wakefield rewarded for the good defensive work just to get him down. So, fair play. Saints looking pretty exciting at the moment. But Wakefield still working hard. Not giving them anything too easily. Hoping for Wakey give them a game. They are right now. It's their toughest challenge yet. Then I'll win by 2 points. Doesn't look that bad. Well, true. What a great chance for Wakefield to go top of the power rankings, eh? So, Saints push off the scrum, but Walmsley has possession. Only about 13 metres out from his own line. Hood waits at dummy half. Staunton's going to take a carry through the middle, met by Percival, who he pushes off. But then met by two defenders in Benison and Walmsley. Very different in sizes there. Hamlin Ueli takes a carry through the middle now for Wakefield. Takes it over the 20 and just short of the 30. 10 minutes have gone in this game. It's third tackle coming up. They move left. They are spreading the ball left at the moment. It's in the hands of... Who's that? That's going to be Vangadar, maybe? I think that's Vangadar. So it's with Pitts through the middle, who's looked pretty solid for Wakefield so far this season. So fifth tackle, 10.5 minutes gone. They are now in Saints territory, but it'll go right to Lino, who's going to kick high and put a bit of spiral on this for Benison to deal with. But he does take it on the full, so that's a great take by Benison. And he's brought down immediately by Hamlin Ueli on the 20. Bloody Matt Staunton. Or Matt Bloody Staunton, yeah. You said it, lad. You said it. Very strong carries so far this season. So Saints, just in front of their own 20. Percival had that last carry, and Clark gives it to Felt there. Bumps off Vanganar, and carries it over the 30. Clark waits on the third tackle. He's going to scoot and then look for an offload, which he does get to Wellesby, who's now shifting left, but switches back to Sirinen, who's brought down just over the 40. Makes a couple of extra metres there, so not bad. Well, just over 11 minutes gone. Fourth tackle. Clark hands the ball off to Walmsley with a carry through the middle. Pops the ball up to Wingfield and the ball comes free. Wakefield recover the ball. They try and offload it, but there is a knock-on from Saints from that free play. So Wakefield get possession roughly on the halfway line. It's almost like XKR props play well. It's just a thing, John. It's just a thing. I can't explain it. It's just maybe just a thing. So scrum for Wakefield. Almost at the halfway mark, but Lino switches that ball back to Pratt. I'm getting it right now. I'm getting it right. It's Pratt, not Pitts. It's Pratt that's playing right centre. Hood towards the middle with Pitts, switches the ball back to Hamanueli, who's going to eat up a few metres there. So Wakefield, just over 12 minutes gone, second tackle, could end this set in great field position. McMeekin slightly towards the left edge, takes a carry. Wakefield, only about 33 metres out from the line. Hood goes short side left. Truman hands that off to Vanganar. What's your prediction for the Vegas game, Rob? I had Wigan 26, Wire 16. That's what I had. Just Wigan have looked like the better team right now. I do think we can win, but I think we haven't shown enough yet to logically take us to win. But I think we can. I think there's enough in that team that we can turn things around any week. So Wakefield spreading the ball left. Lino to Jowett. He's going to straighten up. And there's a penalty against St Helens. So Wakefield can equalise if they want to, taking 2 points. I do think, given the field position they've got, do you know what? Take some time. back yourselves with discipline and invest a bit of time down here. Because if you take the 2, suddenly all that field position is back. It's all the way down the other end. I'd say, I like this. And I like this, Wakefield. I like it. Good intent. Very good. If they can reward themselves with a try off the back of this, I'll be very proud of them, because this is good stuff. Not so predictable. It's new. Lino goes left to Truman, and he drops the ball. Are you taking the piss, mate? Jesus Christ. I tell you what, some of the performances haven't half been pathetic from some people. Now, still trusting Wakefield to put in a good shift, but stuff like that, that's been too common already this season. Trying to force it almost, yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. I don't mind the speed, but, you know, you gotta... That accuracy needs to be there. If they saw something that they liked, you know, fair enough, but they've just gotta be better. Truman has to be better in that moment. The pass maybe could have been a little bit more accurate, but didn't look comfortable, yeah. But Saints now, almost up to their own 40. Clark waits, hands the ball off to Wormsley. He'll take a carry over the 40 and drags a few men. So 14 and a half minutes gone. It's 4th tackle for St. Helens. They go short side left to Lomax. Sirenen pops the ball up to Percival, who goes over Wakefield's 40. So last tackle, Saints only about 35 metres out. So where they're going to place this ball, Lomax from the 40 kicks the ball high. Good kick pressure from Saylor and a few others. Johnstone takes it on the full. He is met almost immediately as he lands. Lino now waits at dummy half. Wakefield only a few metres in front of their own line. Wormsley was looking to maybe spread the ball, but not many metres made on that first carry. So Wakefield could be under a lot of pressure. Wakefield taking up a few extra metres there on the play the ball. Been asked to go backwards. So Corey Hall takes the next carry. Trying to spin round Robertson. So gets up to the 10. Not a bad carry to get him on the front foot maybe. Hood to McMeekan. Over the 20. Here we go. There's a bit more momentum now for Wakefield. Short side left. Truman. They've got the numbers down the left, I think. Truman goes for a little carry himself up to the 40. Batchelor maybe look for a strip there, but last tackle they do actually get out of their own end, which is good. So from just behind the 40, Lino kicks long. Some good height on it, but it's easy for Wellesby to take. So he's going to return serve over his 20. Shifting towards the left. He's got room to run. They could have maybe tried something there if he put the ball over the top, but stopped on his own 30. So Lomax hands the ball off to Benison for first carry. I think it's his... Is his first carry? No, it's not. No, it's not. So Saints already up to their own 40 with Felt. Dragging 3 players up to halfway. So great carry from Cal Felt. 16 minutes gone. 3rd tackle for St. Helens. Lomax hands the ball back towards the middle to Lees. Up to Wakefield's 40. And eats up a few extra metres there. And off to play the ball, McMeekan was in the way, but Clark was acting like he couldn't pick the ball up even though he absolutely could. And Hamlin Ueli dives on it, so we'll see what the referee thinks here. So it could be a HIA for McMeekan, I'm not sure what happened to him. Yeah, I think possibly a hit in the head from... Why is Lees putting his hand on McMeekan? Why is he pushing him down? I don't understand that. Referee said that Clark had time to go around and pick the ball up. Do you know what? I completely agree. Hookers, I think they do that a bit too much. When a player's in the way, they try and act like, oh no... Oh, you know, how am I going to get the ball? Maybe just kind of bend down and pick the fucking thing up. God. Sorry for swearing. Jesus Christ. Sorry, that just pisses me off a lot. Sorry for swearing again. Sorry, Dad, if you're in here. Sorry. Sorry. It's just little things like that really just annoy the hell out of me. It's like some of the stupid stuff you get in football as well. Players just embellishing stuff. It's like you're acting like... It's acting like you've never played the game before. Like not a single brain cell exists. But okay, Wakefield now in possession on St Helens 40. Third tackle. Across to Truman, who switches back to Vangenaar. Hood waits over on the left-hand side. Work back towards the middle with Pitts. Out the back to Lino. Puts the ball over the top. It does bounce nicely for Walmsley, but he's going to get stopped just on the halfway mark. Last tackle coming up. So, a little bit of a disconnect there for Wakefield, but that's something that it might be able to clean up later in the game. There's a lot of spiral from Lino. Felt is put under pressure. And strong hit from Corey Hall. Penalty for St Helens. So, high contact from Corey Hall. Didn't look that high, to be honest, on first glance. Maybe a little bit. So Wellesby's going to kick this ball from about 25 metres out from his own line. And they're going to be just short of halfway. So St Helens in good field position. They tap. Hand it to Saylor, who then hands it to Wingfield, who's had a couple of exciting moments in this game so far. But 18 minutes gone, Saints' first tackle on halfway. Delaney is now on. He's going to play the ball for Clark in waiting. They'll go right to Wingfield, then to Saylor. Ball across to Robertson. He's going to have to cut back inside or straighten up there, but they're on Wakefield's 30. Saylor's waiting at dummy half. Towards the middle with Clark, then to Lees. Big hit from Hamlin Ueli, but he gets the offload to Clark, who spreads the ball left to Siranen, and to Percival. He gets an offload back to Siranen, who then offloads it back to Clark. So off to Wellesby. So Saints still shifting it. A bit of a wayward pass, but it's collected by Batchelor, who stopped on the 30. Clark, fourth tackle. They go right to Wellesby, back towards the middle with Delaney. Strong defensive work from Wakefield. Stopped on the 20. Last tackle, 19 minutes gone. Lomax gets the ball off to Wellesby, across to Percival. Beautiful handoff to Benison. Almost dragged out. Push the ball back inside. Ball's maybe forward, but it's knocked on. I think that's knocked on by Siranen. Grounded by Wellesby, but I think they're going to check it. There's some little kids on the TV there. Where are their parents? Jesus Christ. Please, for the love of God. Sort your kids out. Could have sworn that was forwards on the forward knock on. So beautiful ball out the back from Percival to get it to Benison. Excuse me, need to yawn. So he's definitely still in field when he gets this ball off. Okay, so yeah, he manages to get the offload whilst he's in field. I think there's probably enough momentum that takes the ball forwards to where I'm not too bothered about a forward pass. So it bounces on the line, bounces again. Siranen. Oh, does he kick it? Oh, hang on a minute. I think he kicks it. Oh, this might be a try for Saints. Wellesby's onside. This is actually going to be a try for Saints. I'm confident it's a try, so I'm going to give them the points. Yeah, that's a try. Don't know what the fans are booing for, because that's a perfectly fine try. Yeah, I don't know what you're booing for. There was nothing wrong with that. Percival should be able to convert this as well, so could be an 8-point lead for Saints. Wakefield have still looked pretty strong, so nothing wrong with their efforts so far. I think they've been solid. Lomax as well. Lomax would be another great one to speak to. I wonder what he knows. What's in that brain of his? Imagine being able to, like... I was thinking about this yesterday, because obviously Wigan and New Zealand Warriors, they did some training together over in Vegas. And I think Warrington have a good relationship with Penrith. When they came over last year, they trained at the Halliwell Jones. We did some joint sessions together, and I think there's a good relationship there. Imagine if Ollie Leyland could just like pull Nathan Cleary to one side and just ask him a bunch of questions, and he just like gives him so many pointers. Like imagine the brain of Nathan Cleary. Imagine seeing what he sees. Wow. I don't think it does, Patrick. I think that's straight off the foot. I don't think there's a single finger that touches that. In my personal opinion. So St. Helens in possession, 20.5 minutes gone. Calls for a high shot maybe, but we play on. Saints 30.5, or 35 metres, 35 metres out from their own line. Third tackle, Wellesby's going to kick from behind the 40. It's going to be a long kick. It's going to bounce a couple times. Jowett's going to have to deal with that with his feet. Then picks up the ball, shifts left. And he's stopped just short of his 20 and pushed back a few metres. Truman's waiting at dummy half. 21 minutes gone. Walmsley straightens up over the 20. Probably just wanting Wakey to wind it down. It could be Patrick. Who knows? It could be. I'm sure there'll be some fans that have seen a blatant knock-on or blatant forward pass. They'll go, ref, it's the wind. What are you talking about? Like, we can't go to video ref for the wind, I'm afraid. So Hood waits, goes left to Pitts. Then to Vangenaar, down the left edge. So they're on halfway. Last tackle, short side left to Truman, who kicks high. And this is going to be Wellesby, takes it cleanly. And stopped almost immediately from Corey Hall. So we're going to be back for Warrington vs Wigan tonight. I'll be streaming all the men's games at Vegas tonight, guys. So if you're up late, feel free to stop by for those games. Hopefully we'll get some Aussies in here too. Hopefully, for those games. That'd be nice. So you can all shit on each other. And I just hope, of all the games, we don't put on an absolute shocker. If we're one of the more exciting games, or the most exciting game, that would just... Oh, that'd be brilliant. So Clark waits at dummy half. Hands the ball off short side left to Lomax. Then to Sirenen, who takes it up to his own 40 and just over. So 23.5 minutes gone. Fifth tackle. The clock's weird at the moment. Like, it stops for a couple seconds and then it quickly skips up to the latest time on the clock. Interesting. So Jowett returns the ball for Wakefield. So, only an 8-point deficit. This is manageable for Wakefield, but I do think they've got to show a little bit more when they spread the ball. Maybe got to find a way to get quicker play the balls, beat them up through the middle a bit more, execute a bit better on the edges. I'll have to see what they can put together. But Johnstone takes the next carry over their own 40. Third tackle for Wakefield. So they could finish this set in good field position. We'll see what they do. But next carry from... Is that a Tony? I'm not sure who that is. I think it is. So they go short side left to Truman, who's going to run a little bit, and then hands the ball off to Vangenaar. So they're in Wakefield's territory. Last tackle, 23.5 minutes gone. Towards the middle with Lino. He's going to kick the ball high. Wellesby, underneath it, takes it cleanly. Runs back towards the middle. Jowett doesn't quite get him down. But Wellesby, towards the centre, brought down on his own 10. So good defensive pressure, good defensive work. From Wakefield. Lomax to Felt. He's going to drag them up to the 20. I was going to say 40, then it's only 20. Clark to Bell. He's a hard worker, is James Bell. Clark waits a dummy half, just shy of the 30. Third tackle. And it's going to be Matty Lees with a carry. Making a few metres there. Clark again to James Bell. Over the 40. 24.5 minutes gone, just shy of halfway. Or he's going to play it on the halfway line. And Saints will go left to Wellesby. Kicks high with a bit of spiral from his left boot. And dealt with cleanly from John Stone. Shrugs off one or two defenders there. Gets up to the 30. So not actually a bad place to start this set for Wakefield. So should make it into Saints territory. Unless the defensive line is good from Saints, which it looks like it is from that first play. 25 minutes gone. Walmsley. Over the 40. Hood. Short side right to Leno. Staunton is there. Nice little handoff to Staunton, who offloads to Hood. Then to Walmsley, who's in centre of the field at the moment. Looking to shift left, which they can do. They've got the numbers if they move it. Jowett's brought down. They could have possibly moved it there if he'd maybe had the ability to react a little bit quicker. But there was a lot of pressure on him. So tough for Jowett to deal with that. So last tackle. Inside Saints territory. The kick short side left from Truman. Felt's underneath it. He's going to jump and drop immediately down. Met by Hall and Johnstone. So a chance for Wakefield to pin Saints back into the corner here. Robertson may have lost possession. Wakefield come up with possession. And referee's just going to say play on with Wakefield. Truman is going to go himself towards the line. Just short. Maybe a metre out. Truman plays the ball for Hood. Short side left. They hand the ball to Vangenaar, who I think has got the ball down. And it's given. There we go. Response from Wakefield. Come on, Trinity. Come on, lads. There we go. Response from Wakefield Trinity. Here's a trumpet. Hey! So Vangenaar with the try. Isaiah Vangenaar. I don't know much about him, but I'll learn as I go. So Robertson had the carry for Saints, was bumped off and then lost the ball. So definitely not a strip. I think he just loses possession. It's recovered by Jowett. Gets a quick play of the ball. Truman scoots towards the line. Plenty of scramble defenders there for St. Helens. There's 4 in that tackle. Plays the ball. Hood goes short side left. Straight to Vangenaar. Gets a one-on-one against Robertson, who rolls towards his outside. So good heads-up work there from Wakefield to spot the weaknesses. Played on the front foot. Good work from them. So good kick, good defensive pressure. Just basics, getting that right. Executing well. If the girl on TV behind Jowett to the left hand side is single, DM me. Thanks. She won't. She just won't. But you know, they say shoot is shoot. That's what they say. The kick is good. That's if she's of age, by the way. Because I don't know how old she is, but she looks early 20s. Anyway, let's move on. So, 28 minutes gone. Felt will kick off for St. Helens. So Wakefield added some points on the board. Nicely done. Little tip for anybody that might be a little bit behind. Like if the stream looks behind, if you go to the little cog at the bottom for settings, go to playback speed, and then put it on 2, it will catch you up closer to where I am currently. And it will immediately go back to normal speed once you've caught up. So it'll bring me a bit closer to the game and give you less of a delay. So there was a penalty against Saints. Wakefield start this set close to halfway. Vangenaar, the try scorer, takes the ball over the halfway mark. 29 minutes gone. Hood waits at dummy half. Centre field goes right to who's 14? Is that Russell? I don't think it is. Croft? Doyle? I'm not sure who that was. Sorry, guys. Wakefield shifted the ball left. Felt almost gets the ball, but it's in the hands of Robertson now, who has time to adjust his cap. And Robertson gets the ball down. Let's make sure I look good for the cameras, eh? Let's make sure I look good for the cameras. He gets a try, the young lad. And Saints answer back off the back of a bit of a mess there. But the young lad gets some more points for the season. So does it begin? Maybe. So half an hour in, the cap is adjusted by Robertson. Plenty of points this year, and there's even more for him. So Wakefield spread the ball left. Truman to Jowett, pops the ball over the top. Felt almost touches it, but it's a knock on from Johnstone, recovered by Robertson, and he's got all the room in the world to run. So, yeah. Fair enough. I've liked a lot of what Wakefield's done, just slightly untidy at times. Either tiny bit of ill discipline or some errors here and there, which they cannot afford to do against a Saints team with the individuals they've got. But there we go. So the great work they did to get the points back on have now possibly been answered back in full. Just waiting on Percival to go for the kick here. Percival's wiping the ball clean and then wiping it against the grass. It's a part of the ball that you're not going to be kicking. So I don't know why you're cleaning it, but, you know, you do you. Percival, typically reliable, can give Saints another 8-point lead again, but Wakefield will be hoping for a miss here. Pretty close to the touchline. Not quite on the touchline, but just a few metres in. Percival steps up, and the kick is... Oh, it hits the post and it's no good. So it's only a 6-point game. So there's a chance for Wakefield to stay in it, and there's not as much of a mountain to climb. With everything going on with Conrad Hurrell at Halifax Panthers, great opportunity for Robertson to kind of transition, get some first-team experience at centre. And aside from injuries, I can't see him losing that spot at the minute. So that could be his for the rest of the year, and that could be his for a good few years as well. So Passy, who was incredible against Cass last week, is now on with about 8 minutes to go in this first half. So 32 minutes on the clock. 12-6 to St. Helens. It's going to be third tackle for the Red V, just over their own 20. In the middle with Bell, who is going to take a carry himself and maybe lose a little bit of territory. Clark through the middle to Wellesby. He's going to take a carry himself, maybe look for an offload. He does get one to Clark, who's then going to take a carry. Sailor is waiting at dummy half as Clark takes it up to the 40. Last tackle. 32.5 minutes gone. They're going to go left side to Wellesby. Kicks from behind the 40. Oh, Wormsley and Jowett collide into each other. But they get up pretty quickly. Wormsley a little bit slower, to be fair. Both absolutely full pelted each other to get to it. So well taken, actually. Very well taken. So the ball comes loose. And they're saying it's a knock on. Let's have a look at this. Oh, does look like there's a push from Delaney. Maybe. Maybe that is the wrong call, but that's the call that's been made. And we shall continue 35 metres out with a St. Helens scrum. It's right to Saylor, out the back to Wellsby. He's going to switch the ball back to Felt, as they're getting a bit too dangerously close to the edge there. So Van Gennaren Hall, the markers towards the middle with Clark. Hands the ball off to Delaney. Takes the ball up to the 20 for St. Helens. Second tackle. Clark in waiting. Goes right to Saylor. Out the back to Wellsby. There's maybe a 3-on-2. Pops it up to Robertson. Strong defence there from Trinity. Only a few metres out. Wellsby's going to go himself short side right. Stopped immediately. Good defensive work from Johnstone and Hall. Only a few metres out now. Towards the middle with Saylor. Hands it off to Lomax. To Delaney, who's going to take a carry himself. Third tackle coming up for Saints. Clark waits in centre field at dummy half. Left to Lomax. Pops it up to Sirinen, who runs an overs line. Stopped just a few metres out. Good defensive work right now. Lino's holding on. Kick through from Lomax. Should be recovered by Jowett, who pushes the ball out over the dead ball line. And it's going to be a goal line dropout for Wakefield. So, nice little kick through from Johnny Lomax. But Jowett is there to push it over. And it's going to be a repeat set for St. Helens. They'll take up as much time as they like, Wakefield on the clock. They go for a short dropout. And it's going to be Cal Felt that wins that one. So St. Helens only 10 metres out. Clark over on the right-hand side of the field. Towards the middle with Saylor. Hands it off to Bell. He's kind of darting around. And straightens up. It's met by two defenders who push him back a few metres. But St. Helens in centre field with Clark. To his right to Passy, who's only about 5 metres out. Clark, towards the right stick at the moment, goes left to Bell, who then darts back towards the right. Passy hands it off to Lomax and to Saylor. There's a 3-on-3 down that right edge. He's going to straighten up, though. And he's stopped just short of the line. St. Helens a metre out. Robertson waits. 36.5 minutes gone. He's going to step back, play it to Clark. Ball goes across. It's going to bounce, but end up in the hands of Percival. Skips towards the left edge. He's got space to run. And it's great defensive work from Lachlan Wormsley to bring him down. Looked very uncomfortable for Percival there, but last tackle, the kick from Sirinen straight into the hands of a Wakefield player. I think that was Hood. The ball comes out. Our referee said that Curtis Sirinen knocks the ball on. Did he knock on? I didn't see Sirinen knock the ball on, but oh well. So it's a Wakefield scrum. 37 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. So, the possibility Wakefield could get a decent scrum here. Get themselves on the front foot, get some quick play of the balls, and get themselves into enemy territory on the back end. So, Corey Hall down the left. 3 defenders in the tackle from St. Helens. Hood waits at dummy half. Over on the left-hand side. Comes back towards the middle with Johnstone, who's just shy of the 20, but 3 Saints defenders pushing back a couple metres, and Hood waits once again. In the middle with Wakefield, spread the ball towards the centre, where that's a Tony with the next carry. Hood to his left. A carry up the gut from Doyle, just short of the 40. 4th tackle coming up with 38 minutes gone on the clock. Go right. Out the back to Lino. Puts the ball up for Pratt. Just drags a couple players. Only been involved a little bit this game on the attacking side. Wormsley hands the ball to Lino. He's going to put plenty of spiral on that for Felt to deal with, but he takes it comfortably. And St. Helens start this set with 90 seconds to go in the half. About 25 metres out from their own line. They'll hand the ball off to Batchelor, who takes the next carry, roughly 10 metres there. So strong carry from Batchelor. And a penalty against Wakefield. Sailor wants to tap and go, but the referee says no. Bring it back, son. Bring it back. So Corey Hall just in the tackle for too long. So kicking to touch from Saints. Excuse me, it's with low back. To Passy. So, just less than a minute to go. Saints, great chance to extend the lead before the half. Wellesby hands the ball off to Percival with another strong line down the left edge. 40 seconds to go. Clark towards the middle with Wellesby, who's going to pop the ball up to Bell. 30 seconds left. 3rd tackle for St. Helens. 21 metres out. Lomax towards the right. He's just going to take a carry himself. So good defensive pressure from Wakefield to cover the options. So Lomax has to go himself. Clark goes short side right, but straightens up. Hands it off to Lomax, who then dinks the ball through between the posts. Kicked out by Jowett, and he could just let the clock run down. So the referee's going to check for a potential obstruction, maybe. Or he's checking for the merits of a penalty try. So we shall see. Yeah, there is absolutely somebody that gets in the way there. Staunton literally moves into his way. Yeah, penalty. I think that makes absolute sense. He's not close enough to actually get to the ball, I don't think. So that's fair. Penalty for Saints. I think that's 100% fair. So Saints will probably go for 2. I've got no issues with that. I'm actually 100% on board with that. 100%. So, escort against Staunton. Again, one of the dumbest penalties in Rugby League. So, Saints going to go for 2 right in front of the sticks. Might as well add the points on now. So that's fair. I do like this referee, by the way. I can't remember his name. I'm sure his last name's Rush. Liam Rush, maybe? I do quite like him. See, this is what I was thinking as well, right? If the referee's given a decision, basically say, let's check for the merits of a penalty try, right? And then McMee can start screaming in his face saying all this and all that. Well, if they're checking it and you are so confident that what you're saying is correct and that there's nothing wrong with what's just happened, then we'll see it. We'll see there's nothing wrong. So why do you need to scream in his face? You're so confident that nothing's happened. Well, let's see. Like, just leave it. I don't know why you need to scream in the ref's face. Unless he's done something blatantly stupid. Like, missed the most obvious, like, knock-on or forward pass. Like, fair enough, you can maybe pipe up a little bit, but just leave it. Some of the players, honestly. So it's half-time, by the way. 14-6 to St Helens. Oh, okay. So, probably not a good day for those fans. If it starts raining, not much cover. Right. So if anyone's got any thoughts on that half or any predictions for the second half, do let me know. I'd like to see Wakefield keep coming out with the strength that they've got. And hopefully put a bit more pressure on Saints. They've done a good job so far. Body check should have been a yellow. If it was, I wouldn't have minded, but I'm okay with just playing on. I'm okay with it. I do hate escorts. Actually, do you know what, to be fair, if it was a yellow, if every escort was a yellow card, we might get less of them. Do you know what? If we want to get rid of escorts, which I do, because I think they're the most stupid penalty ever, sin bin if you escort. In any situation, whether it be, you know, checking the merits of a penalty try or anything else, just do it. Honestly, just do it. Give them a yellow. I think inconsistency to other escorts, I don't mind it not being a yellow. But in future, we could just start giving yellows for escorts. They are so stupid. Escorts are so stupid. It would stop it happening. I'd hope so. Because not only are you giving away a penalty, because it's normally within like your own 10 or 20, not only are you giving away a penalty in great field position, when it could give someone the lead off a 2-pointer, or you give them a fresh set right in front of your own line. But now if you have to walk for 10 minutes, congratulations, they've either got the 2-pointer, or they can go for a try with you being off the field. I understand the temptation. Like, someone's there, you think, oh, let's kind of just step into the path. But at the same time, it's like, you know what's going to happen. You know that there are multiple referees. You know that there are cameras with a wide view that's going to spot you. You know, you're only one of 13 players in that kit on the field. You're not Wally amongst a million people. We're going to spot you. So, I just don't know why they do it. It's so stupid. I think it might be the dumbest penalty to give away in Rugby League. But anyway, just a quick recap of the scoreboard. So Vanganar with the only try for Wakefield. Jowett converted. For St Helens, there's a try for Wellsby and Robertson. Percival has converted 3 out of 4 kicks today, with 2 of those being penalties. So we'll see if there's any stats that come up later on. Oh. So excuse me for a second. Just gonna mute just while I listen to something. I'm back. Okay, right. So, interesting game. Interesting. It's a better challenge against Saints than I expected. But I am happily pleasantly surprised was the one. Pleasantly surprised. So I could start the stream for Vegas earlier tonight, but I just don't know what I'm going to be able to fill it with for an hour. I'm going to be watching the coverage from 8:30, just to kind of take it all in and see what they've got, just to really get in the atmosphere. But I will be starting 15 minutes before kickoff for Wigan vs Warrington, and then I'll be streaming Raiders vs Warriors directly after it. Then I'll be taking a break during the women's game, and then I'll be back for the Panthers vs Sharks. I'm also going to be streaming on different streams, so it won't be on the same stream, but I will always leave a link to the next one in the chat for anyone that is here, that you can just click it and it takes you straight to the next one when we're done. So, there's that. Got money on wire win. Really need them to knock the wind out of the Pies' sails. Well, even as a Wire fan, I predicted Wigan to win in my predictions video, but I think based on the occasion, it could be, a little bit of a leveller. And who knows, I think Warrington, they've got the win so far, but Warrington have more room to look better. But they just need to put it together. But I do think more time for Leyland in the number 7 role. A lot more time that Gleeson and Williams will put together on the attack. I think defensively, we're still quite strong. We're going to have to deal with a lot of pressure from Field and French, but we cannot allow plenty of offloads like we did against Catalans. That's going to be a massive problem. So we'll see if we can clean up in that department. I do think we can win. I really do. I think even if we don't quite get it done, if we just put in an okay performance, I think the whole atmosphere, the whole occasion is just going to make me feel better about the whole thing. Like, you know what? We didn't get it done, but oh my God, what an incredible experience it was to witness all that. Okay, going to extra time. Wide Rugby wins it. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Oh. Could you imagine? Oh my God. I just realised on stream my teeth look yellow. That is from the light, by the way. So I do have a desk lamp LED light here. They don't look terrible, but they do a little bit. But that's not a good look. Anyway, this has been an okay game so far. Not so many people here in the stream today. Possibly people out doing stuff or just watching the game themselves. But normally there's been a few Wakefield fans normally. There's some that have been in the chat that I think are at the game. There's some Saints fans that have been in the chat that I think are at the game as well. So, yeah, less people in this stream, but possibly we'll have... Well, hopefully we'll have a decent amount later. That would be nice. If a decent amount of people could join, that'd be very, very kind. Okay, so Mighty Trin with the follow on TikTok. Is that the one that's been... you'd need to buy some hair dye before it runs out in Warrington after going to extra time. It'll age you. It might. It honestly might. So, bit of a slow... Yeah, another slow stream, unfortunately. It was a little bit like this yesterday as well for Huddersfield versus Hull. It's just Sky Sports Plus, really. It's because there's nothing at half-time. Not too sure what to fill it with other than just talking about, you know, recap of the half. There's not too much to go into. But I'm going to be doing some new stuff for the videos that I normally make. Like, I'm going to be trying out some different things for YouTube. Doing my normal videos, but I'm going to be trying some different things. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how they work out and if they have the desired effect that I'm looking for. We will see. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wigan Wire full-time draw was 25-1 earlier on. Oh. Stick the house on that. One thing I realised as well the other day is that we've got like a recognisable song. Like there's a recognisable theme tune for Sky Sports Rugby League. So you hear it and you know it means Rugby League, which is good. Rugby League. Oh, I've tried something with a recent video as well, and it's had a slight uptick in views, so part of the plan is working. Part of the plan is working. Very, very nice. So hopefully we're about to get back into it soonish with a few stats and things like that. Just got a blue screen at the minute. Players are coming out. Come on, St Helens. As they say, St Helens. Let's get a trumpet, shall we? We've only had one. That's when Wakefield scored. So come on. Hey. There we go. Right, folks, we're about to get kicked off with Wakefield versus St Helens. I'll never forget that first day at pit. Right, we're about to get kicked off. And we are underway, folks. The second half has started. What can Wakey do? Can they apply the pressure? We shall see. So Saints in possession on their own 20. Clark waits at dummy half. After Lomax was brought down, it's with Bell in centre field. Switches back to Passy, who was huge last week. Already takes up to the 30 with a big carry. It's a solid trumpet. Gives you the stadium vibe, the stadium atmosphere. James Bell with the next carry up to the 40. Fourth tackle, St Helens, over halfway. Some big carries from a few lads. Plenty of them from Passy already, who gets the offload to Clark. Shrugging off a few. Firmly into Wakefield territory, up past their 40. So a minute gone in this game, or second half, sorry. They go short side right to Sailor, who's going to then dink the ball through across the ground. Pops up nicely for Jowett in the end. So Wakefield only about 11 metres from their own line. Plenty of work to do, but a good opening set from St Helens. Strong hit from James Bell onto Corey Hall. Hood waits and hands the ball off to Tom Johnstone, who makes it up over the 20. Hood to Lino, hands that ball off to Staunton. The silly goose for the escort penalty earlier. Hood to Wormsley. Decent carry there over the 30. Last tackle coming up though. A few players offside in my opinion, but they weren't pressing, so that's okay. So good kick there. I believe that was Jowett. It's going to bounce a couple times. Wellesby over his own 20, up to the 30. Bit of room to run. So Saints already start this set 35 metres out from their own line. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Felt goes himself from dummy half over the 40. Then a scoot from Sailor. Takes it over halfway. So already 2 tackles in. Saints in enemy territory. Clark at dummy half. Gives it to James Bell, who switches back to Delaney. And he's going to be a few metres shy of the 30. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Fourth tackle for Saints. To go left to Lomax. Across to Wellesby. Pops that ball up to Percival. Met by 3 defenders who push him back. Good work there from Wakefield. But last tackle for St Helens. Clark over on the left-hand side goes short side left to Wellesby. He has to cut back inside. But then kicks high. With a bit of spiral on it. Taken cleanly by Jowett. But not much room to run. Few defenders trying to push him back. I thought that ball came loose for a second then, but it did not. So they play the ball inside their own 10. Walmsley with the carry up to the 10. Wakefield with plenty of work to do out their own end. 43 minutes gone on the clock. John Stone in the middle. Straight into Saylor, who's bumped off, but then 3 other defenders come in to help him out. There's a lot of work to do for Wakefield now. A lot of work to do. Vangenaar down the left edge. Into Saylor and Robertson, 2 of the smaller players, joined by Passy and Felt, 2 bigger players to help him out. Truman. In towards the centre. Now with Vangenaar. Sorry, I might have missed who that was before. Could have been a Tony, maybe. Now it's out the back to Lino. Kicks from behind the 40. It's going to bounce a couple times. Wellesby hands the ball off to Benison. He's going to take a carry. Met by 2 defenders on their own 30. So, field position in favour of St. Helens in the start of the second half right now. Robertson makes a couple of metres on that carry. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Felt towards the centre of the field, up towards the 40 for St. Helens. On the second tackle, he's dragged back over it from Pitts and McMeekin. Scoot from Darryl Clark. He's got room to run with the markers not square. All the way up to halfway. So good scoot there from Darryl Clark to eat up the metres. Lomax. Towards the middle with Bell. He's going to go himself. Fakes the handoff to Passy, but he's just hit by a few defenders. So they're on Wakefield's 40 and just over it. They'll play the ball on the last tackle. Clark goes short side left to Wellesby. Still part of the kicking game. Might have been deflected from the hand of McMeekin, but either way, it's a very short kick. Pretty poor one. Ends up in the hands of a Wakefield player on their own 30. So a great chance for Wakefield to kind of return serve here with a decent set if they can get some momentum through the middle. Hood to Walmsley. Just shy of halfway. And incorrect play the ball, said from the referee. I thought that there was a foot that kicked the ball. But that's not good. Excuse me? Brother, he's put the ball down. He's put the ball down. He's going to stand up and Clark kicks the ball. Like, not intentionally, but what's he supposed to do? What is that? So, scrum on halfway. I have to disagree with the referee there, personally. But Saints shifting the ball right now. Off the back of the scrum. Saylor, met by plenty of defenders. Wellesby waits a dummy half over onto the right-hand side. Towards the middle with Clark. Then further towards the middle with Passy. Clark waits a dummy half in centre field. St. Helens only 30 metres out. Second tackle. Saylor. And the ball is lost from the pass inside. McMeekin hands the ball off to Pitts. So Wakefield get away with that one. Yeah, and a penalty to Wakefield. On the back of, I think there was possibly a bit of interference. I didn't quite see it because of the replay. You know what? I think just holding down too long, to be honest. So, penalty into touch. Sorry again, guys. So, Wakefield will start this set 45 metres out. Corey Hall bumps off Robertson. Almost dragged out of play by 3 defenders. In towards the middle with Vangenaar. Wakefield only 30 metres out. Great opportunity to close that score. In the middle. Shifting right. Lino pops the ball up, possibly forward to Staunton. But I won't say anything. Hood waits over on the right-hand side at dummy half. McMeekin shifting a little bit, but just takes a carry about 25 metres out from the line. 4th tackle for Wakefield. Great field position. Pitts. Truman switches back. Is that to Vangenaar? Still not sure. So left of the sticks, Hood goes towards the middle. They're going to kick the ball through. Recovered by Batchelor in the in-goal area, and they bring him down. This is going to be a dropout. Good work from Wakefield. Good work. So, nice little kick from a Tony there. Bachelor under pressure, and it's a dropout. So, Saints with an 8-point lead, they've got the... You know, they can comfortably go for a short dropout here. But Felt is just going to go with a long dropout. It's going to be caught. Or it's going to bobble first. Picked up on the halfway mark. And McMeekin will take the first carry from the 40 and just over it. It's a great field position for Wakefield to do a bit of damage now. To close that lead. A Tony still has men in the tackle, but finally gets to play the ball. It's with Lino, then to Truman. A little bit sluggish towards the right edge at the moment, but Staunton takes in another carry. 20 metres out. Hood over on the right-hand side of the field. He's going to go himself, then go right with Lino. Little show and go. Lino, only a few metres short. Nice little work there from Lino. With Pitts, shifting left to Truman. Good jamming onto him, but he gets the ball free. Jowett, room to run, then Hall. And the ball comes loose, possibly stripped out. But referee's going to say knock on, which I think is fair. But they've got Saints pinned back potentially. Very true. Very true. Tom Brady has entered the field. I tell you what, the number of, like, whenever I've seen a Union game, and I don't watch it, but, like, it might just be on or I'll see some highlights, because I'm interested in, like, oh, let's just have a look. The amount of forward passes that they let go is ridiculous. And not even, like, ones with momentum, like, just straight up, blatant forward passes that are just uncalled is mad in some of the games that I've seen. So, Saints, fourth tackle, just shy of halfway. Delaney had that last carry, big hit on him. But the shifted right with Wellesby, who then straightens up over on the right edge. Last tackle for St. Helens, just shy of Wakefield's 40. Towards the middle with Saylor, kicks high with plenty of spiral on it. Jowett's underneath it, bounces off his shoulder, but it does go backwards. He's going to deal with some pressure now. Inside his own 10. So a lot of work for Wakefield to do now. Out their own end. Russell is on. Wakefield carried up to the 20. Russell waits at dummy half. Towards the middle with John Stone. Takes the next carry, gets about 5 or 6 metres there. Russell, left to Truman. Then to Vangenaar. Takes it over the 30. Last tackle for Trinity. It's out the back to Truman, who kicks from the 30. He's going to get a bit of spiral on that. It's going to bounce a couple times. Ends up in the hands of Benison. He's going to return serve over the 20, up towards the 30. Percival with a strong carry. Takes up towards the 40. Now with Saylor. Takes up to halfway. Saints again, firmly in Wakefield territory on the back of this set, most likely. Wellesby. Passey's supporting run was not... just made it a little bit awkward there. Clark waits a dummy half. Goes towards the middle with Delaney with another strong carry. Or strong run, I should say, but met by 3 strong defenders. Short side left to Wellesby. Dinks the ball towards the back left. To put Jowett under pressure. Takes it cleanly on the full. Good work from Jowett. Towards the middle now. With Pratt. 53 minutes on the clock. Lino is knackered. John Stone takes a carry through the middle up towards the 30. Fourth tackle coming up for Wakefield. Pitts switches back to McMeekin, who gets past one, looks for an offload, gets it. Truman's got room to run. He's got more room to run through the middle. So, great opportunity on the back of this set to get the ball into the corners. Lino, with room to run down the right-hand side. They're going to eat up the meters there. Staunton. Can he get an offload? He does. But it's recovered by Lees on the 20 for St. Helens. So, I like the intent again. But St. Helens come up with it. So, push off from Felt there. Up to the 30. Excuse me. Robertson with a carry. Takes it over halfway. Looking for room to run. It's a good carry from Robertson. Wellesby's waiting at dummy half. He's going to go himself. He's got players in support, but elects to just take the carry solo. Last tackle. Short side right to Saylor. Dinks the ball high. Jowett's looking. Robertson goes up for it. Knocks the ball backwards. But does recover it. The ball goes forwards. Recovered by a Wakefield player. I think they're going to say forward pass first. They are. So it's going to be Wakefield's ball. About 15 metres out from their own line. So, 55 minutes gone in this game. So, next carry for Wakefield, Staunton. Takes it up to the 30. Now over the 40 for Wakefield. Second tackle, is shift right, Lino. And Jowett straightens up there. Okay, fourth tackle. Yeah, just didn't change on the screen. Fourth tackle, Russell towards the middle with Pitts. Across to Lino. Had some players in support, but chooses just to take the carry. Short side left to Truman. Dinks high. Good pressure from Corey Hall. But Wellesby has a bit of room to run there. Room through the middle. And he's stopped just over the 20. And a penalty against Wakefield. Damn. Problem is, Wakefield have been good. Like, some of the carries through the middle, the way that they've been able to eat up meters towards the edges as well, spreading the ball with a bit of pace. They've done some good stuff, been let off a few times, either with errors from Saints or penalties they've given away. But it's, I think, given the difference in quality, Wakefield need to be a lot cleaner with possession. And also better discipline than they have been. So they've been okay in terms of discipline. Nothing like crazy like Salford were, but it's just too many times where they could pin them back, but they just let them off. So Wormsley with a carry over halfway. First tackle. Just under 57 minutes gone. Saylor down the right edge. Finds a bit of space through the middle. He's got Clark in support. All the room to run. Jowett's trying to get his hand underneath the ball. Clark's confident he's got it down, but they're going to check this. On-field decision is a try, but we are checking with the video ref. It did look like maybe it was a little bit loose when the ball hit the ground, but if the ball still hit the ground at least once, then that's all good. But great effort from Jowett to recover. Ooh. I have a feeling Clark's lost that. Actually, I think his forearm has contact on the line, But I think as soon as he's actually scored the try, he's lost it. So he's just about kept possession on the line. I think that's just about okay. Okay, looks like they're going to give a try here. So that's going to be an extended lead for St Helens. And given the position, I reckon that'll be 20. That is a try confirmed. I'm okay with that. It looked a little bit off, but I kind of stopped watching after I saw the ball grounded. He did lose possession straight after, but I'm pretty confident he at least grounded it. Clarkey. And the kick is good. So, 20 points to 6 for St Helens. Almost an hour gone in this game. 58 minutes are on the clock. Great run from Saylor, as he has done a couple times so far this season. And support, as you'd expect, from Darryl Clark. Not giving up on the plate. Sees that they've got the leverage, and Clark is through. Bachelor celebrating. So, Wakefield kick off back to Saints. Lomax is underneath it, hands the ball off to Delaney. Big hit from Delaney. Can't wait for Saints' spine to get to fully gel. Yeah, it could be pretty exciting. Could be pretty exciting, and they do already look pretty well connected already, so it's good signs. So St Helens definitely favourites. Should be comfortable for playoffs this year, no question about it. This year round. I think the inclusion of Brace has probably helped with the attacking side of things. And, yeah, I'd say, I'm in early stages, but grand final appearance looks likely at the moment. Not guaranteed, but likely. So, Walmsley, the Trinity Walmsley, 59 minutes on the clock, Jowett waits. Finally plays the ball, and it's towards the middle with Pratt. Russell to Johnstone. Takes it over the 30, maybe about 35, 36 metres out from his own line. Carry through the middle from Pitts. Imagine. Could be pretty exciting. Be a hell of an atmosphere, I'll tell you that. Lino. On the last tackle, short side right, kicks the ball high. It's going to bounce. Recovered by Walmsley. Trying to eat up any metres that he can, but an hour gone in this game. Saints will have possession and start a fresh set. Just about 16 metres out from their own line. So, Sirenan plays the ball to Lomax. And I believe that's Percival with the first carry up to the 20. Walmsley with a carry up to the 30. So we shift the ball right. Saylor gets the offload to Wellesby. Oh, could you imagine, by the way? Could you imagine, for the Ashes game, I don't know if he's fully retired from international. I feel like he might have done. Could you imagine if our front row is Walmsley? And I personally think right now that Walker is the best hooker in Super League. That's just my opinion. Clark is close, but as of right now, I think Walker's the best hooker in Super League. Could you imagine if the front row for England against Australia is Walmsley, Walker, and Burgess? Oh my God. Could you imagine? Damn, I want to see that. I really want to see it. I think that's going to be our strongest forward front row to take on the Aussies. Oh, I just love the idea of that. Okay, so Wakefield actually in possession 10 metres out after I've been fantasising about us battering Australia. Russell to McMeekin. Wakefield with a 6 again, only a few metres out. Another 6 again. Truman to Jowett, who's just going to straighten up. Met by a few defenders, so Wakefield 10 metres out, 62 minutes on the clock. Corey Hall, a dummy half, towards the middle with Truman, who hands the ball off to Hamlin-Ueli. Russell, left to Truman, out the back to Jowett. Ball across to Johnstone, who can't recover it properly, and he's just going to lose possession. Saints come up with it. So a little bit of pressure on Saints' left edge. It's a good ball across. I think if the pass was, I don't know. I think with the amount of room that he had to run, if it was slightly lower down, more in the bread basket here, and if at least if he recovered it, he could have come back in towards the middle. But a good opportunity there. And a good defensive scramble from Saints. So, out the back of the scrum, Walmsley is the first to take the carry. Moving laterally to the left, but makes a few metres there. Darryl Powell and Michael Shenton, who I was a mascot for at the Four Nations against France in Doncaster. Many, many years ago, I was his mascot. That was back when Tony Smith was England's head coach. So, James Bell. Well, sorry, that's Tristan Saylor. Same size and hair colour, so, excuse me. Saylor. And a penalty against Wakefield. Oh, God. I don't think there's enough in them to bring this one back. I think maybe there's more points in them somewhere, but I don't know if there's enough to bring it back. They've just been a little bit too ill-disciplined in this game. A few too many errors than what they need against this strong Saints team, who have done a pretty good job through the middle, and the effectiveness of the carries and when they spread the ball has just been a little bit too good. So, Walmsley with the next carry off the back of the penalty, 64.5 minutes on the clock. Clark waits at dummy half. Saints are only about 21 metres out from the line. Clark, he's going to run himself, then hand the ball off to Wellesby, going right, then to Batchelor. Bit of room to run, maybe looking for a quick play of the ball. Clark goes right to Wellesby, out the back to Saylor, then has to dink the ball through, but Corey Hall comes up with it for Wakefield. Trying to shift and evade from some defenders, but 65 minutes on the clock. Wakefield deal with that pressure. So a 14-point deficit. 3 tries at least need to be scored. And at least one of those need to be converted. So 15 minutes left. A lot of work for Wakefield to do if they want to get back in this game. Not impossible, but very difficult to do, given how the run of everything's gone at the moment in favour of Saints. Hamlin-Ueli plays the ball for Russell. Gives it to Pitts, then across to Lino. They're going to spread the ball here now. Pratt shrugs off 2 defenders, but then eventually brought down by 3. Last tackle, Wakefield don't even make it up towards their own 40. They'll go short side right to Lino, who kicks long. Taken on the full by Cal Felt. Returns already up to the 30. Wellesby, short side left to Percival, takes a strong carry. He's had plenty of those this season already. Not afraid to put in a good shift with the ball. Then to Whitley, who's finally on. Into Wakefield territory now. Clark at dummy half, 40 metres out. Wormsley, up to the 30. Clark waits. Wellesby, Delaney. Big hit onto Russell. Wellesby. Beautiful ball across the field, and I think he's got that down. I think it's worth a check, but I think that is beautifully done from St. Helens. Try giving on field. I think that's all good, but is worth a check. It's a great bullet pass across from Jack Wellesby. So he's definitely in the field of play according to the video ref. And gets the ball down. Oof, that is close, but he's definitely in. Yeah, that's all good. That's all good for me, and that's going to be 24 for Saints. Definitely, Peter. Excellent try. Wellesby has been brilliant. I tell you what, Wellesby and Field could be battling out for Man of Steel by the end of the year. From what I've seen so far, both have been excellent. Absolutely excellent. But Wellesby's just edging it for me, I think. A great finish from Felt. J Field. Silly. Silly Peter. Very silly. Percival all the way against the touchline. We'll see if we can add the extras. Would help numerically. Obviously for points difference. And in this game, just in case Wakefield mount a comeback, it's slightly easier for 3 tries and 3 kicks. But if they get this, then it's 4 tries that they'll have to get in the last 12 minutes. And he's nailed it. He's absolutely nailed it. So I think that 100% puts the game out of reach now. Because it's not impossible to get 3 tries, I suppose, in 12 minutes. Like, not completely impossible, just very difficult to do. But that now makes it 4 tries that they'll have to get. All 3 tries and a penalty. So, yeah, that puts the game, I think, completely out of reach now. And that's, I'm happy to say that, to just concede that Saints have taken their 2 points for this one. So Wakefield went for a short dropout and it was recovered by Saints. So they'll already start this set 35 metres out from their own line. Clark waits a dummy half just short of the 40. Lomax, then to Wellesby. Wormsley, sorry. Very different players. Wormsley takes it over the 40. In towards the middle with... Is that Wingfield? I think it's Wingfield. Right to Sailor. Good jamming into Wellesby, but gets it off to Robertson, who hits up a few extra metres. 69 minutes on the clock. They go short side right. Sailor is going to pass the ball off to Batchelor. He's got a bit of room to run. And he's just going to be brought down on the last tackle on Wakefield's 20. So a chance to really keep them pinned back here. Batchelor slow to get up at the moment. Not in a good way. So, Corey Hall, first carry in this set for Wakefield. Actually lose a metre there on that one. Hood waits towards the middle with Hamlin-Ueli. Oh, sorry, is that Vanganar? Might be Vanganar, sorry. A Tony. Up towards the 30. He is a big lad. Liam Hood waits centre field. Just over the 30 now. Go left to McMeekin. They're on the front foot here. Over halfway. Great carry from Mike McMeekin. So, just under 10 minutes to go. Lino to Truman, then to Jowett, then to Pratt. Has to dart back inside. Looking for an offload. Hits a Saints player, but bounces backwards. Recovered by Wormsley. Just maybe doing a bit too much there. Just trying to force it. Wellsby at dummy half. Hands it off to Cal Felt. Gets a quick play of the ball for Clark to feed off, but he's met immediately by the marker. Hands it off to Wingfield, who takes it up to halfway. So, 9 minutes to go. Pretty much done and dusted for Saints at this point. Third tackle, short side left to Wellsby, who's going to kick early in the set. And he's happy to let the ball go out of bounds, which it does. So Jowett trying to get a move on. Some players still a little bit slow to get back. So Wakefield will play the ball about 15 metres out from their own try line. Hands it off to Wormsley. Takes the first carry in this set for Wakefield over the 20. They need to string some decent sets together now. Hood goes short side right to Hamlin-Ueli. And a penalty for Wakefield. A little bit too much interference in the tackle. Lino kicks from 35 metres out from his own line, and they'll start this set 40 metres out from Saints' line. So firmly in Saints' territory now. They need to put some decent sets together now. Tony with the first carry gets an offload. Hood waits a dummy off. They're only about 32 metres out. Truman hands it off left to McMeekin. Four defenders in the tackle. He's now 20 metres out. 6 again. Wakefield can apply the pressure now. Jowett doesn't force anything, which is good. Just best for Wakefield. Don't force anything. If it's not on, don't force it. McMeekin shifting the ball right. It's in the hands of Hamlin-Ueli. Almost finds a bit of a gap through. Hood waits to the right of the sticks. Goes short side right. Ball across to Truman. Then across to Wormsley. And it's going to go out of play. Ah, God. Whenever they find themselves in good field position, they just force it. There's too much of a disconnect. Oh, or there's an error. Just... Just too often. They've done some good stuff, but it's just too often that something sloppy. So Wellsby gives it to Wormsley. He's going to take it up to the 30 for Saints. Third tackle is with Sailor. Centre field goes right to Batchelor. 6 minutes to go, folks. Just 6 minutes to go. Wellesby in centre field, going left. Out the back to Lomax. They've got space to run. Percival, then to Benison over on the left edge. Has to dart back inside from good scramble defence from Wakefield. Lomax on the last tackle from Wakefield's 40, kicks high. Johnstone takes it cleanly. Jowett looks absolutely knackered. Walmsley with the next carry. Hood to Hall. Only 15 metres out from his own line. Spins past, or spins around Harry Robertson, but he's still connected to him. Up towards the 30 now. They go short side left. Truman. That looked high. It was high, so that's going to be a penalty with 5 minutes to go. Wakefield can maybe put some points on the board just to make it a slightly more respectable scoreline. So Hall taps, gives it to Hood. In towards the middle now with a Tony, I believe. Harry Robertson has been given man of the match. That's fair enough. I'd give it Wellesby maybe, but or Walmsley possibly. But I don't mind that. Johnstone with the carry for Wakefield. They're only about 32 metres out from the line. Hood to Truman, shifting right. It's across to Lino, gets past one. There's all the room in the world to run down the right-hand side, eat up the metres. Oh my God. Pratt switches back to Walmsley and he drops the ball. 4 minutes to go. Oh my God. This is just the story of the game for Wakefield. So, scrum for Saints, just over their own 20. Only a few minutes to go in this game. We'll see if there's any more points available. But it's Wellesby, then to Robertson, the man of the match for today, according to Sky. Wingfield is waiting at dummy half. It's across to Walmsley. He's had so many carries today. Like, he's just constant. There's going to be a penalty against Wakefield, so chance for Saints to extend the lead and their points difference, which is already astronomical at the moment. And this will put them to the top of the ladder. So Lomax with the ball in centre field, 30 metres out. Wingfield at dummy half. Goes left to Wellesby. Back to Walmsley with another carry this game. Absolutely ridiculous. So they go left to Lomax. Pops the ball up to Whitley, who's stopped on the 10. 2 minutes left in this game. Third tackle for St Helens. Wingfield waits at dummy half. 6 again. Passy straightens up for a carry. Dragging a few defenders. Stopped just short of the line. Wingfield. So Wakefield player jumps out the line. I probably could have given that off to Walmsley, who doesn't seem happy. So Saints held up. Passy, the makeshift dummy half. So, into the middle with Lomax. Towards his left to Wormsley. With another bloody carry. Wakefield scoots, and there's a high shot. Saints might just take the 2 here. I mean, they could just try and go for an extra 4 points, maybe 6, if they get the kick. But we'll see what they elect to do. They're going to just tap and go. Passy looks for an offload, doesn't get it. It's brought down a metre short. Wakefield, left of the sticks, goes right to Lomax, into Wellesby, pops it up to Batchelor. Ball comes free. Truman has a bit of room to run. So, with less than 30 seconds to go, only 25 seconds left, can Wakefield do anything just to add some extra points on the board? 15 seconds to go in this game. Penalty for Wakefield. So, not much time to go. So, last play, hooter has sounded, Wakefield 35 metres out. They'll probably go for something a little bit crazy here. And we'll see what they put together. Oof, almost intercepted from Sailor. Ball bounces backwards. Corey Hall recovers it. Not much he can really do. So he's going to take the tackle, and that's going to be full time, folks. So, I think a valiant effort from Wakefield here and there. Good effort at times. Good defensive efforts through the middle, here and there. Spreading the ball with plenty of intent and pace. The attacking plays looked exciting to start, and then it was just kind of crumbled. Just forcing it a little bit too much, making mistakes. Handing the ball over to Saints in good field position, letting them off easily. And whenever they could pin Saints back, off the back of some decent kicks where they let the ball bounce a lot. So, you know, wasn't just straight into the hands of the receiver. There's a bit of ill discipline would creep in. So, not terrible from Wakefield, but not clean enough. And Saints were visibly better in all areas, to be fair to them. So, yeah. That is full time. But, folks, I do want to say thanks very much to everyone that stopped by. A little bit of a quiet one, this one. But it is greatly appreciated. So, I will be back later. For Wigan versus Warrington at 9:15 p.m. So hopefully see some of you guys there. We'll get a bit more active in the chat. As a wife and myself, I'll have the shirt on, ready to go. But I do want to say thanks to people that stopped by. Peter, Patrick, Josh, Ryan, Viewerman, Stuart, people that commented in the stream today. Thank you very much for stopping by. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Wakefield 6, St Helens 26. I'll put a post-match reaction video up within the next hour, or match review onto TikTok, link in description. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.